Can I please have a thumbs up, guys? I just drove 20 minutes from there and back from Starbucks to try the new cinnamon caramel nitro cold brew for you guys on camera. Here we go. Oh, that's good. My sister even likes it. She doesn't like nitro at all, but that cinnamon. Oh, that is some good nitro cold brew. Welcome back to your guys' daily dose, and welcome to my general pros and cons of the Scarlet Lady. I just got off the 4-day cruise from Miami, and I wanted to talk about it. You guys for a long time have been wanting me to make these kind of videos, sit down and talk about what I liked, what I didn't like, and here that video finally is. If you guys are new around here, I invite you guys to hit that subscribe button on the channel. We do a lot of traveling, we do a lot of Disney, we do a lot of cruising, we do a lot of whatever we kind of feel like doing. And from your guys' recommendations, finally, we went on a Virgin Voyages cruise. I think without further ado, we're just gonna kick it off and we're gonna talk about my cruise. First things first, the boarding process. I really loved the boarding process. I think if you guys go back and watch the video, I think it was mainly because there was nobody getting on the ship with us. We had a later boarding group, but it was so seamless and I really liked the cruise terminal. It was flawless. It really was. I'd be very curious to see how that process is when there's tons of people getting on the ship, but hands down, great crew getting on. It was a good vibe, and it really set the tone going forward for the ship. Off topic, interesting turn of events. We just booked a cruise for 2024. That one is gonna remain hidden for a while. So again, if you guys aren't, hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. This is gonna be a great cruise. Anyways, okay, getting on the ship, in my opinion, my experience, super easy, super calm, just because no one was there. Once we got on the ship, it really didn't seem as crowded as I thought it was going to be. I got word that this was a sold out cruise, but it really didn't feel like that at all, because on a sold out cruise, you see someone like everywhere you go. That wasn't the case on our cruise for spring break. So I don't really know if they lied to us or if we just got mixed up in the gossip of the cruise. It really didn't seem that busy to me, and I like that aspect. And what I also liked is there was no kids. No kids. 18 and older, obviously the adult only cruise, so that might throw a lot of you guys out with families. It is catering to adults because it gets crazy. It gets absolutely crazy. What was very interesting was once we got into our cabin, we had to watch the video, and it was one of the most entertaining videos that I've ever seen on a cruise ship. For muster stations and obviously all the safety features. It was really entertaining.
Now, I've got some
and we're watching on the TV.
It feels very much.
What?
I was gonna say it feels kind of like an airplane demo, but this is better.
Don't get me wrong, but I feel like it was contradicting, obviously, to paying attention of what we needed to know. Even though I feel like a lot of people don't really pay attention to those videos, and it got my attention. I actually started watching it. But that wasn't the thing that caught my attention at first. Obviously, coming on into that room, it was absolutely beautiful. It's more modern than any other cruise ship that I've been on. The shower was amazing because of the fact that it had a rain shower. Now, I'm kind of a short guy, so I don't really need to have a rain shower, but I feel like if you guys are tall, 6 foot and above, you're gonna love that rain shower. And there's also a little handle that you could use. Features in the bedroom were awesome. There's a hammock on the balcony. The bed was great, king. It was one of the greatest rooms I feel like I slept in. I feel like as the ship went on though, the bed got less and less comfier, which is weird. Usually it's like reverse, but I did really sleep well on Virgin Voyages. And something else that I feel like was great, I didn't feel a lot of rocking of the ship throughout the whole cruise. I felt like we weren't moving. Now, we weren't really traveling too far. It was from Miami, so that could have been a thing. Obviously, the waves weren't really that bad, but I never felt the ship rocking. So if you're a relatively new cruiser, this might be a ship for you guys to go on simply because you might not get seasick. And I was on there with, obviously, Casey and her sister and brother-in-law, and they said the same exact thing. Didn't really feel like the ship was moving at all. I don't know if that's by ship design or what, but it was pretty great. But I did miss the rocking the ship because I love to feel that going to bed. Very, very rarely did I feel the movement of the ship. The hallways, really cool. Some people might not like that lighting. I liked it being red on Scarlet night, basically purple throughout. It's a very cool design. I feel like this was a ship for me, even though I'm not more of a partier. I don't really party too much on cruise ships. They had a lot of parties going on everywhere, every night. So it is definitely more geared towards people who like to party, but they do have a lot of relaxing areas on the ship, which is another pro in my opinion. There was no slides, which I completely disliked. You guys know I like my slides on cruise ships. Virgin, adults like to go down slides. Make a slide. That's not just for kids. Oh, also I want to talk about room service. Room service I think really lacked. They weren't really kind of like grab and go. They were full-blown meals sent to your room. Now, we didn't really get any room service just because we elected not to, because we didn't see anything on there that we really liked. There was no wings on room service. What the heck? I feel like that's a cruise staple. Where are the wings? I'll tell you, the wings were literally on, I think, deck 5 that you had to go and get yourself. You couldn't get wings sent to your room. I dislike that. There's no cruise director. Comment down below if you guys would like a cruise director, if you guys wouldn't. I didn't really mind not having a cruise director, to be honest. It was a good difference. It was just really weird not to hear any announcements on what was going on around the ship. Very weird, very different, but I kind of liked it. It was a good different for me. Something very interesting, we're gonna totally switch gears now and talk about food. Actually, wait, hold on. Pools, because we talked about slides. Pools were very small and hard to come by. There's only two. And the main one was obviously always very crowded. It was very small. Now, usually I don't like to go swimming on a cruise ship just because I don't want to bathe in with a million other people that just went swimming, but occasionally I'll go in the pool, but pools really aren't for me on a cruise ship. Maybe for some of you guys it might be. I'm more of a hot tub guy. And the hot tub, we went in the hot tub I think one of the last nights around dinner. They're always available. Always available around dinner. 5 o'clock, the ship is pretty much empty. Everyone's getting ready for dinner. Found that little hack if you guys want to kind of go around the decks around 5, 6 o'clock when people are getting ready for dinner. Go in the pool, the hot tubs, they're open and no one's in them. I love that. I love being by myself and finding areas and times when nobody else is around. I feel like that's what I'm pretty good at on cruise ships. That's one of your guys' big tips. You want a hot tub or basically the pool by yourself. Okay, switching gears to food now. Now, on Virgin Voyages, it's very different. They don't have a buffet. Now, this was kind of hard to get used to because, you know, as a buffet, you're used to kind of just going up and grabbing and getting food instantly. That's not like that on Virgin. They have something called quickies where it's like grab and goes in little boxes as you guys saw in the vlogs, which were really, really convenient, but sometimes it wouldn't have stuff that I wanted in those quickies. They were good, but sometimes, you know, I just didn't want what was in there. And they're periodically by the galley or in the way back of the ship in each food area that kind of have it with the pizza. The pizza was great. They have grab and go areas, but the galley, I like to call it the gallery, but it's called the galley. You have to go sit down and get served. So this is the big difference between any other cruise ship is they make your food to order. So it's gonna be fresh, but it's gonna take a little bit longer. Now, every time I did order, it would come back, but sometimes 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes 5. You are not gonna get your food all at the same time, depending on which station it comes from or how busy the area is. And I didn't really think this food was as good as a lot of people were saying the food was at the galley, the buffet style. It was okay, wasn't great. It was okay, good. I feel like the biggest turnoff for me in this setup was I couldn't get food right away. Now, there were some places you could get grab and go really quick, like the sushi were on those containers. You could get croissants and like yogurt, parfaits to go, like quick just grab. You can go up there, but everything else you have to get to order. There is 24 hours breakfast. So that is really kind of nice if you want to go at midnight and get breakfast, or if you want to go at noon, you want to go at 5 for breakfast, you can. I really don't think the galley is something you guys should be having for dinner. Like some nights on different cruises, you might just go to the buffet and have dinner. I feel like the specialty restaurants are far superior in food quality than the galley. I was kind of let down with this food quality. Now the other 3 in my party, I think they enjoyed it. I just didn't like it compared to the other food offerings, especially with it just taking forever. I like going to breakfast and just getting food instantly. Now you can go to those other specialty restaurants, the other sit-down restaurants for breakfast. We went to the Razzle Dazzle, got our food so quick and so much better quality than the galley. I recommend maybe doing that. It seemed like you could just walk up, you didn't have to make any reservations, and they'll fit you in. Didn't seem like a lot of people did that. I feel like that's a really good hack for you guys to do if you want to skip the galley, which I totally recommend. Just do it, go to sit down for maybe brunch or something, and the food quality is 20 times better. I feel like that was the biggest letdown for me though, the galley. Oh, and when you order food, they're always on their phones. That's how they order. They're always ordering on their phones. And I remember in the galley, like I would order something like, oh, we don't have that right now. So it was kind of like, dude, you know, not their fault, but you know, frustrating. I feel like I'm talking about a lot of cons right now, so I'm gonna transition into some pros. Well, I feel like I mixed a lot of that in there, like the grab and go quickies, no kids. I really like the overall cleanliness of the ship. It's new and it's trendy. I really liked the design. Without having the promenade that you used to on Royal, it just felt really, it felt good. Like I really did enjoy the Scarlet Lady. The food was amazing. Absolutely amazing. On every single place that we went to, it was phenomenal. Phenomenal. I don't even know if I had a favorite. All I know is every single food place was like sitting at a upscale restaurant on a normal cruise where you have to pay more for. That's why I highly recommend just literally sitting down every night at dinner, maybe going to brunch at those sit-down restaurants. Phenomenal. As far as the order of my favorites in the ship, Pink Agave I think was one of the best ones. Razzle Dazzle coming in second. I think Extraversion, and then Gun Bay. We didn't get to the steakhouse. That sold out quick, so somehow if you guys can luckily get that, that's phenomenal. But I think Pink Agave is the best. Razzle Dazzle, Extraversion, and Gun Bay. It was still good. Like the shrimp was amazing at Gun Bay, but the other ones were just far superior. Far superior. I can't stress this enough. The food was absolutely amazing. The ice cream, get the strawberry. It was literally like a milkshake. Unbelievable. Disney, please make your ice cream better. Like that was great. Great ice cream. The pizza, arguably the best pizza on the ship. Again, keep in mind they make to order, so they don't have pizza just sitting there. You do have to sit there and wait patiently for your food, regardless of where you are, unless you get those quickies. So that was a big adjustment for every other cruise ship. Was, you know, being patient with your food made to order. The drinks were good. Unfortunately, there was no drink package. I think you could do like this drink program where you pay $300 and you get like another $300. Maybe they'll have that on your sailing. I think they have that on all the sailings. The drinks were good. I stuck to the regular ones, but they had a lot of good drinks at all the restaurants. A lot of good drinks. We had 4 people and we didn't really go through that. Technically $600 until the last day. We didn't drink too much, but it seems like the whole other ship did. Moving past and to the end of our day, our trip, getting off the ship seemed very smooth. There was no cruise announcement either. I don't think they take your luggage off. We didn't really see that option. Maybe there is, but we might have missed it. We have no problem taking our luggage off. I don't think there's any luggage assistance where you put it outside and they take it off for you, but it was pretty smooth. They just didn't have any, like, you know, when you scan in through customs, and how Royal has it where you can just walk on through. I feel like every cruise ship should have that. It's like Disney where you have to sit in line and someone has to look at your passport. I feel like every cruise ship should have that where you just walk on through. It's amazing. It's amazing, but this was a little bit slower than Royals, but pretty standard. Staying track with on the food. This could be a pro or a con. There was no head server. You know how on other ships someone will come and talk to you and just be overly nice? No one did that. No one. At all. I kind of liked it. Some people might not. Like, I enjoy someone coming sometimes and explaining, but sometimes you just sit there like, yeah, good to see you again. Yep. Okay, you know. Some people might like that. Some people might not. That's just something I noticed that was different. Something else that I noticed that was different. At the galley, we're going back up top to the 15th floor. The buffet style. The eggs tasted like eggs. I feel like at buffets on other cruise ships, they taste disgusting. I've learned not to have eggs on cruise ships because of that. But these eggs tasted like eggs. It was phenomenal. It was great. One of the best things about the galley. So I guess go to the galley and try the eggs. They have all day breakfast. You can. And you can get it however you want too. I don't have it, but the bands that they give you, that was really cool. I liked that versus the traditional card. I felt like I was at Disney, and it just was so convenient to have that. The tap, my feeling naughty little band, that was so convenient. I love that. I hope every cruise ship kind of starts to do that. The Wi-Fi was amazing. If you're a cruise vlogger, if you're a vlogger in general, you can upload on that cruise ship in an hour and a half. The premium Wi-Fi, it was $40 for the whole trip. Great purchase. I love their Wi-Fi. Can every cruise ship have that? Please. It was amazing. Wi-Fi was great. You can watch YouTube videos. You can do whatever you want. Speaking of the whatever you want, more about movies. I like how they actually had movies that you could watch with your iPad in the cabin. I love that cabin. It was, oh gosh, it's gonna be hard going back to a different cabin with experience a Virgin cabin. The crew was fun. Everybody was friendly. I don't think I had one bad crew member at all. I think that's usually how it is, you know? They were extra fun. Like, this is where it might not be a cruise ship for you, because Pink Agave, she was amazing. But man, I can see how like someone who's like all fancy, you know, like might not like how some of the crew act, because sometimes they don't hold back. They have lips, and they just like, they'll be saying some choice words. At least ours did, but some were professional, but some, you know, weren't. As far as the ship goes overall, if you like relaxation, there's a lot of relaxation type spots. There's seats everywhere you go. Everywhere. And since we had a sold out ship, it was very interesting because no matter where we went, there was always a seat there for us. Always. It was just so different. Like, I wasn't used to seeing how many spots there were just to sit and relax. That's what I meant in my previous video on how it's relaxing. Like, you can just grab a seat wherever you want. Besides, the downside is you can also work out wherever you want, because there's 1,000 gyms on that ship. And we kept saying, man, people are working out right now. I feel really bad about myself. There's so many gyms on this ship. So many places to work out, which can be a con, can be a pro, regardless of what you guys want to do on your cruise. Seemed like there's a gym everywhere we went. Some spaces where there's stuff for working out, where it could have been utilized for something else. You know, different choices. And in the back of the ship, there's this little net thing. I don't get the point of that design, because when you step on it, it hurts. So that was kind of dumb in my opinion. It was really cool because it had a lot of seats. If you guys saw the live stream, it was really cool, but I don't get the point of it, because you couldn't stand on that without being in pain, because you have to go without your shoes on. It was stupid. I think that was a stupid design. Strong feelings about that, I know. The entertainment, we only saw one show. There was a drag show that we missed because of dinner and gambling. But we saw one of the best shows, in my opinion, at sea. It was phenomenal. I kept a lot of it in the vlogs just because I was so blown away. Not only was it a good show, I didn't expect for it to be so emotional and have a good storyline. It was great. I would see that again and again if I could. I was in the edge of my seat. I loved every ounce of that show. It felt like a Cirque du Soleil show. It was phenomenal. It was so good. Highly recommend seeing that. It's every night actually too, I believe. So, and I think there's 2 shows a night. I don't know how they do that. These people are in heck of shape. Phenomenal, so talented. I might go back on that just to see that show again on the Scarlet Lady. It was so good, so good. Now, it was my girlfriend's birthday on the ship, and I had some arrangements set in place on the ship. You can do sailor services on your phone, which kind of a con, because it took forever for them to reply. They did after a while, but I had set something up for her for dinner on her birthday, no charge, completely free. There's not that many offerings on birthdays on the cruise ship like other cruise ships, but you have to pay for those on other cruise ships. Found that pretty interesting. I thought there would be something to pay for, like decorating her room, but regardless, I had brought things, so I wasn't going to purchase that. I wanted to do something special at dinner, like a dinner purchase or something. It was a special treat. Now, I had done it on the phone, got confirmation that it was going to be there at dinner. They left a note. And I also went down to Sailor Services, which is right by Pink Agave, very small area. And I was like, hey, just want to make sure that this dessert piece is going to be here on her birthday. And they said yes. Now, it turns out at dessert, it didn't come at all. I can see the mix-up and stuff, but I confirmed twice for it to be there, and it wasn't. Luckily, I just kind of said to our server, I was like, hey, it's her birthday. We were supposed to get a special treat. And he's like, oh, I didn't know anything about it, which, I can see how hiccups can happen, but it was just kind of weird because, it ruined the surprise for Casey. And they brought it out. It was really good, like so good. Everything I'm telling you guys, everything at the food was amazing. Amazing. I'm so sad we're gonna go on regular cruise ships without that food quality. Not sad because I like cruising, but the food. If you want to book this cruise for something, it should be for the food. You don't have to party, you don't have to do anything. I mean, you can do stuff, but the food itself, I feel like it's so worth it just to go on this cruise ship. Now, the Carnival Mardi Gras was actually my most favorite cruise because of the food. I really want to go back on there, or maybe her sister ships. We'll see on that. There's one coming out, I think, in January in Texas. This is right up there with that cruise. And that cruise, their grab and goes were so good versus their sit-down restaurants. Their sit-down restaurants blew me out of the waters. If you want to book this cruise, instead of having a party weird ship, their food is to die for. And I sit by that times 1,000. Times 1,000. They did it right. They did it right. Ooh, the food on the private beach kind of was like the galley. It wasn't great. Was it awesome? It was more like, meh, mid-tier. Thought they would be pretty good, being on the ship and having great food. I didn't really overly enjoy the food besides the corn. The corn was great. I love the corn. As far as the app goes, the app I felt like didn't work as I kind of wanted it to. It was, I don't know, I feel like it could be a better design. I think this is it, everybody. Oh, this isn't like a pro or con, but you know how you have a drink person on your ship? They're like, when they're coming by doing water. I didn't really see that at every dinner service, so someone who likes to drink water like in the gallons at dinner, I had to wait for my water to come. Shout out to Laura, she knows what I'm talking about. I one time drank a whole pitcher before or dinner service. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of it here. Everything that I loved and hated really on Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady, you guys got it all right here. If you guys have any questions, please leave them down below. And if you guys want me to do more videos like this in the future, let me know down below as well. We've got one more video coming out, and it is a special one tomorrow. And with that was it for you guys, the Daily Dose, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye-bye.